Hello and welcome to the social trading webinar. If you're watching the recorded version of this, it was held on Tuesday the 16th of August at 7:30 in the evening. My name's David Jones and I'm holding this social trading webinar with Ayondo Markets. We do this webinar twice a month, normally on a Tuesday night, and also every Wednesday we run a market outlook webinar, 12:30 Wednesday lunchtime, looking at where the opportunities are in sort of various indices and forex markets in the week ahead. So if you go to where you registered for this webinar on the Ayondo website, you can register for the market outlook webinar. If you miss any of the webinars, the recordings are always there available to watch whenever you want to. I'm just putting up the risk warning there so you can read that and digest it and take it all in. Tonight's webinar runs for about 30 minutes and we'll be looking at the idea of social trading. It's something I've got into this year, something I think I've been aware of, I think like a lot of people, for a few years and haven't really spent that much time exploring. But this year I have done, and I think it's a very sort of complementary way of approaching the markets in addition to your own trading. So tonight we'll go through looking at traders we can follow, the sort of criteria that we might look for, and how to manage the risk of the different traders that we're following. And I think the best way of doing this is to get on to the website and look at traders who make themselves available to be followed. So if you've never done sort of copy trading or social trading before, it's pretty straightforward. There are traders who trade with Ayondo the same way me and you could trade with Ayondo, but some of these traders make their accounts open for us to follow. So if we want to follow a trader and we start following them, then basically every trade they do gets replicated in our own account. So if someone puts on a trade trading euro dollar and risks 1% of their accounts, we can have that same trade mirrored on our own account. And it does make a lot of sense, because what we're trying to do is almost be like a sports manager, a football manager, or a manager of a cycling team, trying to pick the best members of that team to follow their trades on our account. So I've been doing social trading for about 4 or 5 months now, after running with a demo account first of all, and I've learned a lot in the last few months. But I think it is a very complementary way of adding to your own trading. It doesn't really affect my trading. I still trade currencies and indices and individual shares, but I think it's an interesting way of allocating a portion of money effectively to be managed by a group of traders. So let's just have a look at how this works. So I don't know if you have an account with Ayondo, you've probably seen this already, but if you don't, if you go to the Ayondo website and go to the social trading part of it, I go to find top traders. So click on there, find top traders. It comes up with a list of the various traders who make their accounts available to be followed. So have I got a detailed search set up here from last time? No, I haven't. So there we go. So I've got a list of traders here on all markets, and if I sort them by popularity, first of all, there are various filters that we can use here. So for example, one of the most popular traders with 2,140 followers is this person called Mr. Dax. Okay, so there's his little logo. That's his P&L since he's been trading. So he's made a profit of just under 80% over the period he's been trading. Maximum drawdown just under 18%. I'll talk more about these numbers as we go through. And there's a chart of his P&L. The second most popular trader with 1,952 followers is this person here, Simply Trade. So their profit just under 54%, drawdown of 15%. There's their P&L chart. And the third one, this one crops up a lot, Edel Metal, 152% profit, drawdown of 20%, and there's their profit and loss chart. Okay, so what this lets you do, first of all, it's a top-down view that you can set up that's effectively, a league table. Who's been making money? Who's been losing money? Let's sort it by P&L. if we see maybe some of the worst performance, there we go. So HFT, HF trading lost 18%, and you can see it there in the chart. Started off reasonably okay, bang, 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 and then fell off a cliff. And other people as well have fallen back as well. So it gives you like a top-down view of top traders and maybe not so top traders. And what it lets you do is come up with your own criteria of people you might want to follow. So let me just flip back onto the PowerPoint for a sec. We're going to spend most of this evening actually looking at real traders rather than going through the theory of it. But some of the filters you might want to come up with. So for me, I want to follow real money traders. So if I'm going to follow these traders from my account that's got real money in, I want them to be trading with real money. So on the platform, there's a mix of people trading with real money and a mix of people trading with demo money. So for me, they've got to be trading with real money. Another one I want to see is a smooth historical P&L, so a profit and loss chart that's consistent, regular profits. If someone's made 100% return over the last 6 months, that's great. But if they've made 150% in 1 month and then lost 20%, 20%, 20% month on month, it's not really a person I'm interested in following. So one of the important things for me is this chart here. You can see to the right hand side, so how they've actually achieved their profit or loss is a very important one. My background is technical analysis and trend following, so I'm a big fan of someone who's got a nice smooth trend like this is Edel Metal, isn't it? A nice smooth trend like this one here, rather than a chart that suddenly you might go, let's see if we can find one. I think we'll see one later on when we do a bit more digging down, that goes sideways for ages and then suddenly jumps up. I want to see a nice, smooth historical profit and loss. Healthy profit and loss to drawdown ratio. So you do get this drawdown stat in here. You see max DD. So this means, well, how much of their profit have they given back? Now, I think if any of us have ever done any trading, we know, there will be losses along the way. But the idea is that your profits are bigger than your losses. There will be the dip in your account, but hopefully you don't end up giving too much back before your account hopefully swings higher again on your next profit. So maximum drawdown is an important one for me. I don't want to be trading with somebody where the account is swinging around and 1 month we're up 50% and the next month we're down sort of 65%. So again, that's an important one. Another one is low volatility. Again, for me, I think that we can all get enough excitement maybe out of our own trading without having it in sort of copy or social trading as well. So ideally for me, if there's somebody turning in regular monthly profits with a relatively low level of volatility, it's an important part of the building blocks of following somebody for me. And the detailed search on the platform lets you refine all of these criteria, so you can sort of set up and customize a search to try and find somebody who hopefully fits your particular sort of needs. And you can do that by clicking on detailed search. So let's click in here. So we click on detailed search in here, so we can choose if we want to specify certain markets. But let's say over the time period, the last 6 months, let's say I'm interested in people, what their performance has been like over the last 6 months. You can filter this out. You can say, okay, anything from 0% to greater than 100%, or someone who's made at least 10% profit over the last 6 months, whatever you want it to be, you can do it there. Maximum drawdown, you can say you don't want to see them giving back more than 18% of their profits, or whatever it is you want to see. So again, you can filter that. Obviously, it will cut out the number of traders who are available to you. You can specify the monthly volatility, high or low, and there are certain industry standard filters you can use: Sharpe ratio, MAR ratio, someone who's traded within the last 31 days. You can also, if you want, search on them by number of followers. I don't really care if someone's popular or not popular. I just want somebody who hopefully can turn a consistent profit, if not month on month, then quarter on quarter. Number of trades, ratio of win trades to losers, how many months profitable, all this sort of stuff. So if you want to, you can filter all of that out using these stats here, and then it will come up with the list below. But let's go on show all real money traders. Here we go. And let's make it over the last 6 months. Let's see who's been making money over the last 6 months, show, and then we'll sort it. Here we go. So this person has been doing well. This is an interesting one, this. Hectorius. So this trader here, let's just go through the details. So first of all, that's the icon this person has chosen for themselves. I wouldn't read too much into that. The star means that's a popular trader, so lots of followers, which is, I don't know, it's not, there we go, 1,060 followers. Maybe not too surprising when you see the historical profit or loss. Last trade was done 24 minutes ago. Profit and loss over the last 6 months, 137% profit over the last 6 months. That is a fantastic return. I'm sure by anyone's standards, definitely by my standards. But the maximum drawdown, this is an interesting one. You know, it's given back just under 20% of their profits. That seems to me a very healthy sort of profit to drawdown ratio. Monthly volatility, reasonably high. When you look at the others here, Edel Metal 7%, Holly Trading 13%, Cruise Select 6.5%. So quite relatively big volatility. Okay, so again, it suggests that you may have to ride out some swings in your daily or your monthly profit and loss if you're following this trader. Number of followers and trades per month. Let's say we want to find out a bit more about Hectorius before we commit to following this person. If we click on the name, it will bring up a bit more detail. Now, Hectorius has been trading on the platform since October 2015 and claims trading experience of just over 10 years. So there's the P&L chart down there. But I think there's one note of caution here. R, you see this R here. Hectorius has been a real money trader only since July 2016. So most of this person's track record has been built up on a demo account. Okay, so there is a word, I think a note of caution there. But if we want to, we can have a look, well, how have they done over the last month? There we go, they've made a profit over the last month. That's since they've been real money trading. So up 5%, which is a reasonable profit, very reasonable profit over the last month. How have they done over 3 months? Over 3 months, up, what's that, about, what, 20, just 24% over the last 3 months since registration. So you can see all these details. And for me, that's a nice, profit and loss chart. No crazy swings, relatively smooth. Let's keep on going down and find a bit more information. So any open positions they've got, so a couple of losing trades in there. It's quite a big losing trade in there, but they've only got 3 open positions at the moment. This is always interesting, a monthly breakdown, because again, I'm not too bothered about the profitability day to day, but if they can string together profitable trading months, then for me, I think, well, maybe that's one worth following. So here we go, Feb 2.25%, March 71% in March, which is, I think, massively skewing their performance. That would normally make me a bit wary, because clearly that's made a massive contribution to their historical profit and loss account over the last 6 months. But April 0.7%, May just under 18%, June 8%, July 1.75%, this month just under 3%. Seems to have, quite, if we strip that month out, still seems to have relatively solid performance, in terms of monthly P&L. There are some further metrics down here, what markets they've made their money in. Seems to be mostly on the Dow, the Wall Street Index, 82% of trades on the Dow, a few others on the NASDAQ, the FTSE, and the DAX. But you can see, a bit more information in there. And if you want to, you can drill down and have a look at their transaction history. So if we click back to here, we'll see all their closed positions. So we can see recently closed positions. So it seems to be mainly in profit. The recently closed positions. When's this? This is today. So these are some of today's trades that have been closed out. So you can see the details there. Let's go back to them. So let's say we think, well, actually, Hectorius seems one person I'd like to follow. So assuming I've got my ayondo account set up, you can start following people from as little as £100. If you've got £100 in your account or £100,000 in your account, you can start following people. If you decide, well, actually, this is one person I'd like to follow, you can click on follow. And this person is already in my portfolio. I've built up a portfolio from previous demonstrations we've done but they'd be added into my portfolio. I'll show you my account in a minute, and we can see how this is all working. But let's say Hectorius would like to follow, and some other people as well, because Edel Metal always seems to be a consistently good performer based on, clearly past performance is no guarantee of future performance, but he or she seems to be another one. So we click follow, and what I'll do now, if I go to my portfolio, let's see, you'll see the people that I'm following from a previous demonstration. So here we go. So there's Hectorius, who's in there already. So let's say I decided to follow all of these people. I've got Edel Metal in there. Here's another one who last time I did this demonstration was performing well. Still seems to be doing okay. Let's see what their what's their 1 year figures like. Oh, okay, up about 22% over the last year. And a couple of wild cards I put in last time around. I wouldn't normally, you see these have got RRR, that means they're real money traders. These two aren't. I wouldn't normally follow people who don't trade with real money, but I've got a couple of accounts, and for this one, this is like my sort of demo account for these sort of webinars. So I thought I'd throw in a couple of people who are trading on demo as well. So what it does, these are the 5 people in my portfolio who I've just clicked by, who I've added just by clicking follow next to their names. And then down here, this is the idealized profit or loss. So basically, if I had followed them all the way since February this year, I'd have made 75% over, what's that, just over 6 months. So in an idealized, if I could go back in time and follow all these people, that's what my return would be. Let me stop the execution on my live account. This might take about 30 seconds to go through, and then we'll start them trading again. So I'll do this as if I was following them from new. I always forget to do this whenever I do these webinars. There we go, it's done. So now I've got an account. I want to follow these people on, but there aren't any open positions on my account. So if I'm happy with this, what I can do is I can make a few adjustments, and I really would recommend doing this. And I do think the best way of trying this out is to do it, but you can do it small, and you can dial the risk down to a level that you're happy with. So I've got 5 people there I'm following. You can follow up a maximum of 5 people. If I click on the spanner icon there, what I can do is set the order size on my account for this particular trader and all other traders. What this means is, if I was only following Hectorius and I'm following 1 times, what it means is if Hectorius does a trade where this person risks losing 2% on their account, then the same percentage size trade gets done on my account. So if I've got £100 in my account, the trade will be done to risk losing £2, 2% of £100. If I think, well, actually, I'm really confident I can trade 10 times the size this person is. So what that means is if they're risking 2%, I'm risking 20%. It's not a method I would recommend. But if you want to, you can have it half the size if you dial it down to 0.5 times. So basically, you can set the level of risk to whatever you want to. And again, in the beginning, I'd say, set it at a sensible level. Let's set it at 1 times. But I've got an additional level of risk control here because I'm following 5 different people. The system automatically adjusts their trading size. So if I'm following 5 people with 1 times, what it means is your risk is distributed evenly amongst the number of traders. So if I've got 5 traders in there, I'm actually following each one a fifth of the size they're doing. So to replicate the exact size with 5 traders, I'd need to put that up to 5. But for now, let's keep it sensible. Let's leave it down to 1. Okay, so what it means is my effective risk factor per trader is 0.2, so a fifth. So if Hectorius does a trade where he risks 5%, I'm only risking 1%. Okay, so that's it. Confirm settings, and I think I've set everyone up to be the same. Yeah, I think they're all sort of one times on there. Let me just check. He is 1 times. That's it, and I'm ready to go now. So I've got this all set up. I've got the traders I'm following. All I need to do now is say I want to execute their trades on my account. So let's go execute on a live account. So 4 of these people have got trades open. And it says, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to execute the open trades they've got at the market price? Or do you want to just start following the next new trades they do? And for me, I don't want to have their open trades. I want to start executing, from the future. So when they do their next trade, I want to follow that one, and so on. There we go. Execute portfolio. That's it. It's done. So that's my account. So at the moment I've got £520.72 in there. I've got no profit or loss because no one's done a trade yet. I'll come to this loss protection in a minute. But if you scroll down, there we go. These are some of the trades that I closed before when I manually closed out, when I disconnected them from my account. This is the person on my demo account. And you can see the size of the trades because I've got the risk on this demo, well, it's a real account, but it's the account I use for webinars. I've got the risk dialed right down. You can see the trades that have been getting done have been pretty small. And there's an extra level of risk control you can do as well. So on the account, we have a loss protection. So I've got £520 in the account. What I can also do is effectively put a stop loss on the account. So I can say, okay, I've got the risk controlled for each of these individual traders I'm following. What I'll also do, if the balance on my account, including open positions, falls to a number, and I've chosen £250 here, then take me out of everything. Okay, so it's like putting a limit, putting a level in there where if it gets to that level, close everything out. Click on save, and that's it. It's done. So now I'm following all of these people. No one's done any trades yet, but when they do some trades, you do get an email confirmation of the trades that get done, and some of these people do trade a lot. So I've got a filter set up, so it just gets automatically filed into my Gmail. But it's very easy to look at it during the day on the web. I check it maybe once a day. I only review the traders every month to see if somebody's doing really badly. But just go, to log into the social trading side of it, go to my portfolio, go to my live account, and click, and that's the view I get. So I can see, okay, where are we? What trades have I got open? Do I need to do anything? And normally I don't need to do anything. But if for whatever reason you thought, actually I've got to stop, I want to rethink this, it's very easy just to click stop execution now, and it will deactivate the execution, the trades from your portfolio. And you saw how easy it was, on that previous screen for me to just stop trading altogether, stop execution. So it's very easy to stop execution altogether, but it's also very easy to sit there and monitor your live account, see any trades that are open, and manage the risk. And I think that's it. It is as straightforward as that. I first did this. When you first have an account, you can run a demo for 3 weeks, and I ran a demo for 3 weeks, and it made just over 15% return, which is a fantastic return. But the big footnote to this, and it's an important one, it was with massive volatility. It would be up, the account would be up 3% one day and down 6% the next, and I didn't want that level of volatility. So I found a much more sort of calmer way of trading, by maybe following traders with a smoother P&L, making the risk a little bit lower. But I think the best way to learn, I've always said this, I think the best way to learn, put a relatively small amount of money in and play around with it and see how it works. But they do make it, very easy, hopefully, as you've seen here, just to log in, monitor your account, and change any traders around. You might look in a month's time and think, well, okay, well maybe there's a trader who I've never seen before who suddenly seems to be popular, suddenly seems to be racking up some good profits. I mean, this one here, this is a new one on me, this Jan He person here. Let's click on there. Seems to 35% return. It's a bit of a funny old chart, seems a little bit of a choppy chart, but it's going the right way. Over the last 3 months has turned a profit of 5%. Doesn't seem to trade that often, but again, if you have somebody who's maybe a bit more active, someone like this could help possibly complement that. So been trading real money again for about 3 months, 3 or 4 months or so here. So it makes it very easy to review traders. And if you think, well, actually, I've changed my mind, I don't like what this person is doing, Paker 3, I can click on there and remove them, and all their open positions will be closed, and I can swap them over for another person. So it's very easy to sit there and effectively, juggle your portfolio of top traders. And the idea is, it is like being a football manager. You know, I don't sit there and change them every week. You know, I give them, because I'm taking normally a 6 to 9 month view of how well they've done. I normally think I want to give them at least 1 to 3 months to prove themselves. But it's a very interesting way, I think, of having an exposure to markets and trading, but not actually making the trading decisions yourself. And like I say, when I put that page up, you know, the filters I look at: real money traders, a smooth historical chart, not too much a drawdown. I don't want to be giving back lots of profits, you know. But if there's somebody who can make, you know, just 1 or 2% a month in a relatively low stress, low volatility way, then it's something that is of interest to me. You know, you may come up with your own different criteria, but that's something that works for me. So I'd say the best thing to do, just try it out and see. You know, add a couple of traders, dial that risk right down using the spanner icon here. You know, set that to a level of risk that you're comfortable with, whatever that level of risk is, and see how it runs. You know, and you can ultimately set that ultimate stop loss on your account. You know, so you can say, well, I only want to risk losing £150, £300, whatever size your account is, and it is as straightforward as that. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. You know, clearly I've got a commercial relationship with ayondo, but you know, I'm doing these webinars, this webinar twice a month, and the market outlook webinar every Wednesday. But drop me an email, david@tradeafter.com. You can follow me on Twitter. On Twitter, I'm @JonesTheMarkets. If you go to my website, I wrote effectively this webinar. I've written it out. I've written the steps out. So if you go to jonesthemarkets.com is my website, and if you hover over the blog thing and go to social trading first steps, I've taken this step by step, this webinar, the things I look for, what I think is important, all of that sort of stuff. So it's all in there. But like I say, we'll be doing this webinar again in a couple of weeks. You'll be able to watch a recording of this in about half an hour's time. But if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. But I think the best way of learning is actually to do it for real. Do it small, do it a relatively small sum of money, but try it out and see what works for you. But we'll wrap things up there. The next webinar is tomorrow at 12:30, and that's a market outlook webinar. That's looking at the likes of the euro, the Dow, gold, pound against the dollar, to see where the trading opportunities are. So that's not social trading, that's sort of self-directed trading. But thanks for coming along this evening. If you have any questions, please get in touch and enjoy the rest of your evening.